always miss. I was actually, both last 2 weekends, as I was still in church, despite what Dad said. But, you get looking at your watch and things, and especially, I know Pilgrim's Prayer, it starts half an hour early than what we do here. So by the time they're starting to preach and stuff, I was thinking, like, well, everybody's probably starting to sing a little bit, and everything kind of tracks a little bit behind. And, we are creatures of habit, and I feel for Brother Joel when he says, things like that, and when we talk. And I know where his heart is, but it's not about the individual name on the church or the individual practices, because we all have ways that we were raised, and we may all be a little bit different in our preferences and things like that, but it's the root of the whole matter, though, that is what matters. It's not necessarily what's above the ground when the plant grows, but it's the root that's underneath this common. And I truly believe that as long as we are striving for that, I have brothers and sisters of all faiths, denominations, and religions, if you would have it that way. But I just hope, and I'm not going to stand very long. I'm just thankful to be here, and I'm going to leave time for Daryl and anybody else that has something on their mind. But God, He's so good to us, and we are our own worst enemies today. That's for sure. And we put ourselves in situations that does nothing but hinder us, our own self. And I have been thinking a lot about old Solomon and his questioning of all things. And how wise that he truly was, and he still could not understand why people live the way that we do, and why we don't serve God with one heart and one accord. And what was the summation of the whole matter was to fear God and to do His bidding and to serve Him. For everything else is vanity and vexation under the sun. Everything here. We're just empty in this world, naturally so. We cannot be naturally filled here in this world. But you know what? We'll try everything to just fill whatever the void is that's in our life. Because we think that we can fix it here, Papa. When we think that we have all the answers here today. But we may finally come to realize one day that we don't have all the answers in this world. And you know what? When that realization finally hits, we may find out why that maybe we're living a life that doesn't line up with how we should be living, Jeremy. We might find ourselves in a foreign country. Why we look around and we're not familiar with anything that we see here. But there's still a little voice down inside that's going to talk to you and that's going to speak to you. And I guarantee you he'll try to set you in a way that you'll succeed here. But we still get in the way of those things. I know what I need to do, but maybe I'm lazy today. Maybe I let my things get in the way here, Papa. I'm thinking all week that, I preached a couple times last weekend. Maybe I can just be lazy this week and talk Dad out of using me. Is that what God would have me to do? I know it ain't here. I should have been out on every night. Trying to touch somebody in this world. Just doing. That's what God's called us to do, is to help one another. I believe if I die tonight, I'm going home. I believe I'm going to be with my Father one day. So guess what? It's not about me and mine. Trying to earn my salvation. I have a job to do, though. God still expects His children to stand and fight for what's right today. I'm not just gonna go home and lay in my bed all the time and I just burn through Netflix. Maybe that's what I feel like doing sometime. But is that what God would have me to do? I don't think so. You know, you can read all through the Bible here. I love to read the old prophets of old. You know, they had many weaknesses, people. They would doubt many times. You know what? But old Ezekiel found himself living in exile one time. You know what? And God, He sent him a message. And I think the story behind it. And He told him, He said, "Oh, son of man, thou dwellest in the midst of a rebellious house. They have eyes to see, but they don't see. They've got ears to hear, but they're not going to hear you because they are a rebellious house." And what did He tell him to do there? You know, I find it awfully different than what He told old Jeremiah when they were living amongst the Babylonians. When He told them, "Go and build you houses and let the houses grow and let them see the houses." Why? Take families, take husbands and wives of that country and grow up with them. There's a time and a place for everything. And you know, God wants His name to be glorified.
That's right.
But He told Ezekiel in this case, "Therefore, thou son of man, prepare your stuff right in the middle of the day. Load it up like you're moving and let them all see it. And you go and you dig a hole through the wall to escape. That's what you gotta do. But let them see it." And He said, "Do it in plain sight and remove in the middle of the day from their sight." And He said, "It may be that they will consider that they are a rebellious house." Don't live amongst them anymore. Be an example today. And it said Ezekiel, he did that. He was living in a house full of vipers. And you know what? When the voice tells you that you need to get your house in order, you better do it. And Ezekiel said he started piling everything up in the middle of the day. And he said, and by night he started with his own hands digging a tunnel through the wall of that house. Wherever he was, sounded like maybe they were underground there. I don't know, but you know what? And then when it was all ready, he said people had watched him pile this stuff up and dig a hole through the wall, and then he packed it all up on his own shoulders, and he carried it. He bore it right out of that home. I don't know if he affected anyone there. I don't know if my life is going to have an impact on anyone. But I know that he did what God asked him to do. He was an example to those living in that rebellious house. And we, being followers of Christ, we need to be about my Father's business. I gotta be the example today. If we don't be the example, then who is gonna preach to this world? Who's gonna preach to my children when they get a little older? We've got something worth fighting for in this world. There's something I think about, you know, perception. People, we can put on a show in this world. I can put on a great show at work. Maybe earn me a little promotion. Just fake it a little bit. But if it's not real, it's not going to take long before they realize it. And then I'm out on a limb, hanging over a great cliff or something. But you know, I don't care what the people perceive me. I care how God sees me today. I have a desire to be closer to Him. I think about that old man Zacchaeus. The Bible talks about how he was short and why little of stature in this world. But you know what? I don't think he was liked by too many people. He was a tax collector, and they hated him even more than we do now. He was an exile of his own right. He was living with his family, trying to do the best that he knew how. And the world despised him, and they had that perception of him. But when Jesus come walking through his little town, he knew there was something different about this man. He knew there was something that he carried with him. Then he just wanted to see what the fuss was about. You see, and he couldn't even get close enough to Jesus. He was too short to see over the crowd. And I'm sure none of them were making it easy on him. Get out of here. Who are you today? Old tax collector. Go back to the house of gold and hang out with your friends. When he walked on up past down the road where he knew they were going, and he found him a little tree, a sycamore tree, and he climbed up it and got out on the branches a little bit. Sometimes we gotta climb out on the branches and take a little risk. You know, it can be scary in this thing. I'm sure Zacchaeus, he may have sat there all day. Jesus wasn't moving down the streets very fast. Everyone and their brother coming to him. Jesus, help me, save me. Like the old woman that come with an issue of blood. She couldn't even get to him. But you know what? All those that say, Lord, Lord, they're not going to see the salvation of my God. Why? Just because they're pressed up against Him doesn't mean that they were getting the things they were asking for. How do you come to my Lord today? How are you praying today? What are we praying for? Are you praying from the mouth out? Lord, help me that I can go buy this thing. Help this person over here. Why? Or is it real? See, my Father, He holds everything in the palm of His hand. If you have something down that you need, some kind of desire here in this world, just take it to Him. Take all things to the Lord. He doesn't always answer my prayer exactly the way I think He should. Are we so foolish to think that we know what's best for us? I know I don't. I screw my life up enough as it is here. We just can't go about this thing blindly. So if I live in a land that doesn't have eyes to see, if I live in a world that doesn't have ears to hear, how can they guide me? How can they tell me what I need and what's best for me? But I'm talking about the one that was walking down the road and saw a man sitting up in a tree. Can you imagine that? Zacchaeus, calm down. He knows your name today. I didn't need to tell him. Hey, Lord, it's me, Brandon. I got a problem today. Brandon, calm down from that tree. What are you doing up there? I just wanted to see you passing by here, my Lord. You know what? And when he called him by name, he come down to him. And he told him, make haste, come down. I have need to dwell with you today. And that didn't sit right with all them that hated him. This man is a sinner. He's a tax collector. You know what? Zacchaeus, Oh, he didn't deny it, did he? I love why when he talked to Jesus, he tried to justify, I'm a good man. I don't take anything from anybody. If I've got anything, I pay him back immediately. I've tried in this world. Are we trying to do a good job here today? Are we trying to be good people? Well, there's something different. Something else is required than just doing good. Jesus didn't even respond to him about those things. He just looked at him and said, this day salvation has come to thy house. My Father, he can forgive everything that I've ever done, because he already knows what I did. I don't need to admit it all to him, but I feel like I needed to. I pour my heart out. Lord, Father, I've done these things. I know I'm not good enough in this world. And he didn't even recognize them. He didn't acknowledge them. He just said, come unto me, all ye that labor, and I'll give you rest. That's it. Salvation has come to thy house today. You see, and it's not just about old Zacchaeus there. It was about his whole house. If you get one down in the root there, you see, it may not have changed a lot of things. Why about Zacchaeus and his normal walks in life? Guess what? He still had to go to work the next day. He probably still had to go knock on somebody's house to collect money, and they probably spit on him and hated him. That wasn't gonna change. But what changes is down in the root here. With Jesus, I'm sure he had a little something that was sustaining him. Vanity and vexation. It's emptiness in this world. If you try to buy happiness here, if you think you're going to find it in gaining knowledge, if you think you're going to find it in spending money, you know what? You're going to be miserable. The next day, you may, for an hour or so, gain a little something. But it's just for a season in this world. All I can say is that we need to be like old Ezekiel. When you come to the point that you realize I'm living in a land full of pit vipers here. I'm living down in a den, and I've got no way out. You better start digging with your bare hands and trying to find your way out of that thing. Because my Lord, if you take one step for him, he's going to strengthen your hands. He's going to strengthen your legs a little bit. And before you know it, you're walking down a road that you felt like there was no hope for you. That you felt like it was a big wilderness land. My bud, he'll give you a hacksaw and a machete, and he'll say, get to work. And before you know it, you blazed a trail that there's no turning back from. Because he set your feet up on a solid rock here. That foundation. A foundation.
That's right.
That this world can't shake. And this world, it knows, my God. Every element in this world calls his name and bears witness to him. You know, I always loved that. When Jesus, he told them, when he was coming into Jerusalem, you know, that if these did silence themselves, the very rocks would cry my name. You know what?
They do.
And you think about what happened when he was hanging on that cross. And you think about as he was laying there, or hanging there, I guess I should say. You know what? And they mocked him still to the very end. And they told him, you know what? If you are king, then just save yourself.
Come on down.
And come on down off of that cross. And you know what? After that he did. He bowed his head. He said, it's finished here. Father, into thy hand I commend my spirit.
Amen.
And you know what? When he left this world knew it. As soon as he was gone and the spirit was gone, all the rocks began to tremble and the world began to shake. Oh, while the sun went dark, and I'm telling you, it says that all the earth split in two, and the dead rose from the grave and walked around. Oh, my Father, he owns it all here today. And when he left this world, he left with a shout. Oh, he didn't need to make the shout. Oh, the earth did it for him. Oh, it proclaimed his name and tore the temple right into here. And you know what? Oh, when he comes back one of these days, oh, the mountains are going to shake again. They're going to know that here comes the one that spoke it all into existence. And you know, the earth is going to return to itself. It may fall into the sea. Oh, it may be consumed. But you know what? Oh, my Father's coming, and he's going to take me with him because he knows the one thing that makes me different than the rocks out here is that I have the breath of life down in me, and I have the blood of my Father all over me, and it's going to save me, Papa. And that blood's going to carry me home. Everything else going to return dust to dust, and it's going to burn forever. And just like the bush that wouldn't burn, it's going to be a fire that can't be quenched, Papa. And this world can continue to question if that's even exists, if that's possible. But you know what? One of these days we're going to find out. And I just pray that they're on the right side of that. You know, I'm gonna give way. The Lord is good today. If you don't know him, just pray. Just look to him. That's all that we can do. If you know people out here that don't know him, don't be afraid to talk to them and to say a prayer for them and to witness to them.
That's right.
That's all that we can do. That's our lot.